What is going on, guys? Sid here with another spooky season specials, and today we are going to be continuing night number 4 in Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you guys don't know about this game, do check out nights 1, 2, and 3, right? In that specific order, right? Because I assure you, it's one of the scariest games you'll play. In the past 20 years, it's definitely up there with the likes of Resident Evil 2, with the likes of maybe Friday the 13th, the original for the NES, in terms of jump scares, right? It's definitely up there with Silent Hill, with all the cult classics, especially the horror genre, and the thriller genre. This game just knocks it out the ballpark. Definitely a cult classic. I've already picked up the sequels, so I'll be ready to jump into those as soon as we clear all the levels in Five Nights at Freddy's, right? As soon as we clear Night 5. Yeah, guys, we will be jumping straight into the next game because these games are absolutely killer. They're amazing in terms of, novel gameplay, right? So don't want to waste any more time. Let's jump into night number 4. And as you guys know, I don't know how to pick up that phone still, so let's jump into the game, right? Spooky season is upon us. Alright, so guys, we are now tackling night number 4, and we're jumping straight into this. And unfortunately, if you guys saw nights numbers 1 to 3, the main difference that you're going to see right here from those nights to this night is the fact that this night comes with a seizure warning, right? So the technique that I had to research the techniques, right? And one of the YouTubers that does this on the PC, right? So the PC version is very different than the PlayStation 4 version in terms of movement limitation, right? You can move much easier on the PC, so he can get a lot of things done a little better. But thank you guys to the guys that have given us walkthroughs, right? For Five Nights at Freddy's to clear night 4, because night 4 is the first night where Foxy, right, the one that runs, that darts down the hallway, does insane amounts of damage, right? And with that being said, what you have to do, right, the camera technique, is to basically lock yourself onto the show stage, right? So lock the camera there so you can prevent as much movement as possible from the animatronics when they do become possessed, or whenever they do start moving, right, out of position. So essentially, you're trying to lock them in place. And if you view the camera enough, right, the security cameras enough at the show stage, if you lock it in place and you just listen for the context clues and just occasionally go through the lights, flicker the lights and whatnot, you will eventually, what will end up happening is that you will eventually have less animatronics to deal with, which is the ideal situation, right? Now, here's the drawback, right? On the PlayStation 5/4 version, right, of this game, it's a little difficult to lock them in place in the same manner, at the same speed. It's just a natural limitation of, I guess, console porting. It feels like, or maybe it's just my noobish gameplay still at perfecting, what is an intense night. So, guys, this night was intense, right? I played night 4 so many damn times, and so here's the deal. If you don't do it like this, use this technique, what ends up happening is that Foxy ends up at 1C, right? And when he's at camera 1C, Foxy, right, when he escapes the show stage, right, when he escapes at the upper top at camera 1A, when Foxy escapes, what ends up happening, right, is that he will naturally dart down the door, right, down the hallway, hit the door. On the first hit from Foxy on the door, right, what ends up happening is that it takes down your power consumption by 1. Now, the second time he does it, it takes it down by 6 to 7, anywhere from 6 to 7%, right? So by the third time, it just keeps increasing, and you keep giving him leeway, right, to keep doing the same move. And what ends up happening is that your power gets depleted, even if you are conserving power enough, not dropping the doors down, not using the electricity. What ends up happening over time, if you're not locking Foxy specifically in place, right, everyone else, they move at a slower pace, but Foxy is the one that darts, right? So you can get away with, locking you can get away with locking just Foxy in place and have the others move around, and you can anticipate and time their reactions, right? But guys, this was still like regardless of how good I did, I still had to switch my camera off at a certain point, right, to different cameras, right? I had to switch to different areas on the map simply because I did have other enemies that did escape the show stage, right, which is not good. So what ends up happening, right, when that happens, I had to, you're seeing it right now, right? So I'm basically looking around for context clues and look who escaped, right? So he escaped and he's at Pirate Cove, right? So Foxy is right there, and what you're gonna want to do, remember, this comes with a seizure warning, guys. This episode definitely comes with a seizure warning. So what I had to do right here, I had to listen in, right? While I'm panning in and out of the camera to lock Foxy in place, right? So every other animatronic I gave free range to move, right? And we're at 3 a.m. We're at 57%, right? Now, here's the thing. If we didn't lock Foxy in place, right, from the beginning of this, this video, Foxy would have knocked us down under to probably 47 to 46% by 3 a.m., right? So, guys, intense, right? I can't tell you anything other than that word, intense, right? Night 4 is nothing but psychotic, right? And it's completely random too. That's the other thing. The way the animatronics move in game in Night 4, they will stalk you and terrorize you, right? At the left hand side and the right hand side at 2B and 4B. You're smack dab in the middle of those two rooms, right? So you have to keep panning in and out, blocking Foxy from making that horizontal move, right? But then you also have to switch the camera super fast, right? It's unfortunate, but that's what you have to do, right? And guys, you're gonna see some seriously clutch scenes soon, right? So stay tuned to this, right? Because I know, unlike the other nights 1 to 3 where you see me struggling, I have a set strategy here. But it doesn't even matter if I have the set strategy, because on the console version of the game, you simply are still limited by the movement of your controllers, right? So that's the thing. So I'm still blocking my left hand side, and still having to pay attention to Pirate Cove, right? That area on the map, right? I'm still having to pay attention there. But as you guys saw, I was able to block out an enemy to the left, right? One of the animatronics to the left, right? So then I had to just drop both doors to just play it safe, right? He's gone, but on my right hand side, I had to drop it just to play it safe for a little while, right? And still all while paying attention to Foxy. It's not the most tried and true version, right, of doing this, but I had to listen in for the context clues, right? There was just so much going on, and guys, it's insane. It's insane. This level is just ridiculous. It's redonkulous, right? So you're just gonna see me locking Foxy in place, just like this, right? And this is the only way to clear the level. But the intensity, look, I'm at 25%. I'm at 25%, and look at this, right? You still have to lock the door, right? Luckily, only one door you need to lock at a time, right? This is not the most effective strategy. Definitely not, right? But this was the best I could have done because Foxy somehow escaped to the Pirate Cove area, right? Some of the animatronics, they just escape. They naturally just escape for whatever reason, whether it be my reflexes being too poor, the inputs being delayed, just naturally from the port of the game, or just the limitations on the console, the way the console it's made on the console or the controls, whatever it may be. But we're at 5 a.m., right? And I'm pretty comfortable with my energy, right? My power consumption is at 16%, right? But these guys are tacking it on. They're piling it on at 5 a.m. and it's night 4, and oh my god, I know how long-winded I sound, right? But you see what I had to do. And guys, you're gonna see some clutch stuff, right? So I was able to, my reflexes were on in this run, right? And this is probably the luckiest run ever, right? But as you can see, I had to do that, right? And we're still locking Foxy in place. He has not turned horizontal, and he's not biting the curtain. When he starts biting the curtain and doing all that madness, that's when you know he's almost gearing up to pounce, right? So we've got our eye on the main villain of night number 4, right? He's the one that causes the most damage. Everyone else, you can, there's a sense of predictability in the speed of their movements. Right? Foxy, no. Your reaction timing has to be insanely impeccable, right? So guys, look at the time. Look at the power. 1% left, right? And here's where I'm getting scared out of my mind, right? Because now we're at 0% power, right? And we still have to look and look. Guys, I'm about to die. Here's the death scene. And I am looking to die right now. How clutch is that, right? I've actually seen a walkthrough where it happens like this, but that was insane, my friends. Whew! Done.